Welcome to Account.System. This is a simple single-screen personal finance program for the enhanced Apple IIe. It requires ProDOS and an 80-column display. If you're interested in the program, it will be available off and on eBay. Just search under Vintage Computing Software for Account.System. This demonstration is being done on Virtual 2 on a Mac. If you no longer have a IIe, you can certainly run it this way. There are some advantages to doing this, one of which is that it can run very fast on a modern computer. What you're seeing now, though, is actually the speed of an Apple IIe with a hard or flash drive installed. This is how it looks when it first loads. On the left are up to 100 accounts, which are ProDOS files. Each account can have up to 500 records, which appear on the right. The number at the top of each side is the total of everything underneath. At the very top is the current selection you're in and the current file in memory. The date on the upper right is taken from the ProDOS global page, so if you have a clock card or set the date manually, it will appear there. Otherwise, it will be blank. At the bottom are the menus. The first letter of each takes you there. So for example, E for edit. When you first launch the program, you are taken to the load section. These numbers up here are the year numbers. This program was designed to organize finances on a yearly basis. You certainly don't have to do it that way, but it is the way that it was designed. The year number is the last two digits of a ProDOS directory. The program looks in the path that it was started from for any directory ending in these two digits, and it will load the first one that it finds. For example, in this case, the directory could be called Year 2013 or File 13 or any legal ProDOS name ending in 13. If you try to load a directory that doesn't exist, you will get an error message. Error messages always appear in the upper left. So we will load 2013, which is the one that we were looking at earlier, and press Enter to load the records for the checking account. At this point, there can be a list of 100 accounts with 500 records in memory, along with ProDOS and Account.System, all loaded into 64K of memory. So the program is very efficient. It was written in 100% 65C02 assembly language. On the record side, the period key will take you to the top or bottom of the list. The plus and minus keys will page up and down, as well as the 1 and 2 keys. Press Return to enter or edit records. The plus key will pick up the current date, which you can increment or decrement, or you can just enter a date. The next field is for check numbers. The plus key picks up the next number, which you can change. You can also just use this field for text. Next is the payee. It's just a text field. Then comes another 4-digit field. It's identical to the check number field. You can enter numbers or text. I used to use this field for category abbreviations before I decided that I never really looked at them. There is one additional function of this field used in budgeting, which I'll let you read about in the manual. Next is the amount. You enter either plus or minus. You can transfer a record to another account, for instance, to make a payment to Visa. We'll go to the Visa account, and here is the transferred record. The symbol on the left indicates that this record was transferred in. There is no link between records once they're transferred. The transfer symbol can be edited using Control F for flag. These brackets indicate that a control character is required. Records can also be deleted. So back into checking. Records can be sorted on any field. I normally leave accounts sorted by date. There's also a find function that works on any field. If we find Ralph's, pressing return will take you to every instance. Marks are useful. Any record can be marked. The total at the top will show the total of the marked records. Marks can also be cleared. There is a second set of marks called R marks that are used for reconciling against bank statements. The only difference between them and regular marks is that they can only be cleared individually. The idea is that if you tag the cleared records against a bank statement, when you're done, the R total at the top should match your statement balance, or someone has made an error. R marks are normally left in place to mark cleared records, whereas regular marks are set and cleared all the time. As an example, if we do the find Ralphs that we did earlier, only we mark them as we go, then we can print a report of the total spent at Ralph's. There are just a few more functions that I will go through briefly. Backup will back up files to a floppy drive in any slot. Title is normally used to save account numbers with a file, though it can contain any text. When I said that this was a single screen program, I actually lied. There is one other screen of seldom used functions called Other. This screen shows the current program version and the current ProDOS path. Rollover is used to create a new year. I'll let you read about that one in the manual. Import and export will read and write Quicken QIF files. Import looks for the first file ending in QIF in the loaded year directory. In this case, I'm importing the same files that we have been looking at, except from a Quicken text file rather than a ProDOS directory. And lastly, test print will just send a few lines of text to the printer. Just be sure everything is working. Virtual 2 is nice because the printouts are actually PDF files. That's it. There is a PDF manual included with the program, as well as an AppleWorks manual. If you are interested in the program, it will be available off and on eBay under Vintage Computing Software. Just search the title and description for Account.System.